Hey everyone, thanks for checking the channel out. Really do appreciate it. Wanted to kind of get right into this video. There's a lot going on in this tune. Great tune. If you're a Springsteen fan, this probably ranks somewhere within your top 5 or even top 10 songs he's ever done. If you're not a Springsteen fan, it's probably one of those deep cuts you maybe you've heard, but you haven't heard a whole lot of. But this goes back to the Born to Run album. The name of this tune is called Backstreets. Love it. It's an epic tune. And sometimes when you say the word epic, or you automatically put it in that category of maybe Jungle Land or Incident or New York City Serenade. Yes and no. I mean, it's epic. There's a great story here. But the chords are very simple. It's the key of G. It's an E minor, the relative minor, which are used a lot there. Occasionally, there's a couple bar chords. It changes key during the bridge, but it's nothing crazy. So I think, you can certainly give this a shot if you know your open chords and some bar chords. This became a favorite of mine probably in the 90s. I was too young. Well, I wasn't too young, but I never had a chance to go see the E Street Band prior to the breakup after the Tunnel tour. And then the first time I got to see the E Street Band was, 99 on the reunion tour. So in that span of, 9-10 years, I really got a chance to listen to the catalog, listen to a lot of things. My buddies and I, we always kind of felt this was one of the favorites between all of us. So it's a special tune for me because I want to send this out to, my buddies from back then who are buddies still now. I know, unfortunately, we don't get to see each other all the time. That little thing called life gets in the way. But there's not a day I don't, think about you guys, every day. So Keith, Joe, Sal, Kevin, I know we don't see each other, talk all the time, but, you're always in my mind. So this one's going out to you guys, all right? Everyone else, hopefully you enjoy the video. All right, let's just jump right into this one. As I said, it's not a hard song, but there's a lot of moving parts in this tune. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off on the intro, that piano intro. There is a way you can play that with the guitar, just playing some simple chords. We're going to just kind of do that at the end here. I think it'll be easier that way because I think a lot of folks are ready to kind of jump into the main part of the song when it kicks in. So let's do that first, okay? Very straightforward. You're using a G and an E minor. That's really it. I mean, that's what this whole song is about. G, which is the root, E minor, which is the relative minor. Everything's kind of revolving around those tones right there, okay? So after that piano comes in, there's the build-up, and when the whole band comes in, you're coming in on the G. All that is a G, and I play this a couple different ways throughout the course of the song, just kind of based on what's easiest for me as I'm loading up for like maybe the next chord after that. You could play the G this way. You could play the E minor. Well, honestly, that's how I play the E minor here, this way. But I'll play the G this way. I'll sometimes just play it this way with my index finger kind of just floating around. Sometimes I'll throw in a suspended if I need to. But it comes in on the G. E minor, okay? Now, if you want to add a little bit more to that, a little more zing to it, you can go with the G. So what am I doing there? Really straightforward. I'm taking my G, and I'm going to pick the 6th string, and I'm going to hammer on the open A to the 2. Oops, try that again. So it's 3rd fret on the 6th string. On the 5th string, I'm going from the open, hammering to the 2, and then I'm picking the open D and open G to the E minor. And all I'm doing is those 2 notes that are fretted right here, I'm picking. So with these 2 notes right here, back to the G. You can play that 3 or 4 times, I think. Okay, and if you can't do that, just play the chords. And I would also suggest, as you're playing a lot of these chords, this G and the open on the E minor, or on the high E string, are really great, chords to bring out the notes to bring out the color in some of the song. So, you know, play around with that. It's really some great ways to kind of get a lot of mileage out of just some simple chords. So the verse, same as the intro. When soft and festive summer. You're going to play that 3 times. Again, you can play just the chords or do what I just showed. Okay? 3 times. You're going to do that, right? And then when you kind of get to that pre-chorus piece of it, 2 chords we're going to go into. D. And then back to the D. Okay, so we're going to come out of the verse. So that's leading up into the part, into the Backstreets, okay? So again, one more time. You're playing the verse. We're going to say we did it 3 times already. D, to C, back to the D, to the chorus. The chorus is going to start on the G as well. Hiding on the, to the C. Backstreets. Hiding on the Backstreets. Okay? So what do I do there? Okay, so the chorus is G. On the back streets, hiding on the back streets. So again, simple chords we're doing. We're doing the G to the C a couple times, and then we're going to bring that D into it with an E minor, right? And that C is your transition to get back into the right? There's a lot going on there, so I mean, I'm not going to kind of stay on it too long, but that's why you can go back and rewind. But we're not using anything other than some traditional chords right now for this tune, okay? From there, we go back into the verse. And you're only going to play that twice. And then when we kind of get back into that pre-chorus, when we did the C to the, the D to the C, back to the D, we're going to throw an A minor in there now. I believe this part is huddled in our cars. So it's going to be a D, C, A minor, to the C, back to the D. And what I do to go from the C to the A minor, I do a bit of a walk down. If you listen to any of the live recordings from 1978, I believe there were some walk downs in there. So it's wait for the bells that ring. Let's try that again. Okay, and that's kind of how you do that. So real simple. Again, you're just adding an A minor in there to the chords you already know at this point. Okay, chorus again. Now we're getting into the bridge. Bridge is a little tricky because you're kind of throwing it, it's going into a different key at that point. So we're going to start the bridge on the A to an F sharp minor. Do that 3 times. A. One more time. And then we're going to change it from there. We're going to go to the E. And we're going to the D for 2 count. Back to the E. Okay. Back to the A. So a lot of back and forth on this, so just try to do your best to follow. The chords are going to be E, D, E, and A are what you're using, and they just kind of flip-flop all over the place. So it's going to be... right? So it's going to be, so if we're coming out of the, remember all the movies. The A. But I hated you. And you did when you went away, right? So it's just the A and the E there. So go back and listen to that if you can a little bit. Again, it's E, D, and E on the first go around, A, D, and E, and then the A and the E, which brings you to the walk down going to the solo. So the solo is just in the key of G, E minor, pentatonic, baby, mainly. Right, so if you know your E minor box, you can get that. But going into that solo, what you're doing is you are coming out of that E. So what I do there is just to kind of give it a bit of a build-up, because there's not much going on with the backing band here. I go from the F sharp minor to a B to a D. I hold that D, and I just make it a suspended fourth. Kind of give it that extra push where it goes into the solo. And then what you can do is coming out of the solo, you go right back into the verse chords. So it's right, so it's pretty straightforward there, right? So that's what we're doing there. Back into the verse, you're going to do that same pre-chorus we did before. And then we got a bit of a change now. Again, I don't know, it's just kind of a change in the pattern. Now, after all the time, E minor to a B minor, stranded in the park with the C. So all we did there, that change there is an E minor to a B minor to a C to the D, right back to the chorus. Okay, following the same thing with the chorus a little bit. And then we get to the part going towards the end here, where you get to the hiding on the Backstreets, and he repeats hiding on the Backstreets. That's just G to C. Hiding on the Backstreets, hiding on the Backstreets, hiding on the Backstreets. It's pretty straightforward. Just G and C is all we're playing there. But there's going to come a change after that. And when you hear that change, it's going to the A minor, to an F, to the D, do it about 4 times, okay? Again, pretty basic chords, but just listen to the album, know where these changes are, okay? There's just a whole lot going on in this tune, so I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible. I kind of feel like I'm rushing through this, but I'm really not. As long as you kind of know these, the chords we're talking about, you'll get this no problem. Okay, and then kind of coming out after the that chorus. So a lot going on there. There's a couple walk downs. So if you're coming out of the chorus, to the D, what were we doing there? A lot going on there. So it's a D, walk down. To a C, to the G. Sorry, to a C. To the D. Back to the G. Hold that C. So a lot of different things happening there. Again, we're kind of just doing some easy chords for the most part. Okay, but again, coming out of that last chorus, on the outro itself, G, D, and then we're gonna go C, B note, A minor, catching that F sharp there. All right, so all together. Okay, hopefully that helped you out a little bit, you know, as far as the tune goes. I mean, it's very epic, but at the same time, there's a lot of easy chords in there. That if you know your G, your C, an A minor, E minor, the basics, you can probably do the song if you know the song itself. All right, so give that a shot and let me know, how it worked out for you. Okay, so I promised you early on I would show you how I do the piano intro. Again, very straightforward here. Chords that you already know. G. So let me play it and then I'll go over it real quick. Right, so what am I doing there? G to the E minor. I'm throwing a quick D in there for the turnaround. Right, there we go. So that's what we're doing. Third time around though. So everything leading up to that arpeggiated piece, that's all part of that intro. Using the piano. So all I did there was playing G, E minor, and D, and then you throw the C in there. Okay, so again, see if I can get that right again. One time. Two. that C twice. We go into the intro. And this piece right here will now fit nicely to how I started the whole lesson, with that intro. So hopefully this helped you out. There's a lot going on here, a lot of moving pieces. Let me know if this helped you out. If you want to see something maybe a little bit closer, I can try to do that. Definitely is an epic song. Hopefully this helped you out. Like I said, enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.